What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is lie.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans, right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
About is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Welcome back, Habbening Bros. It's Monday night. You know what that means? It's time for another Habbening TV. I hope you all had a lovely weekend. There's been some stuff going on. There's the Trump Rogan interview, but like literally everybody's seen that. So, I thought, why cover it? There's just going to be like a bunch of clips that everybody's already seen. Although I got to say it's quite interesting. This really marks, I think, the proper death of the mainstream media, right? I mean, they're probably going to like crawl around and be like, until someone just shoots them in the head and puts them out of their misery. But for an election to be sort of, fundamentally decided or, influenced by such a sort of thing as the Trump Rogan podcast is pretty cool, right? Like it's the new paradigm. What is going to be interesting though, particularly if Trump gets in, is how this is going to affect stuff going forward. I would be really, really interested to see if instead of like just doing the whole White House press corps thing, Trump just goes on Rogan like every month or every couple of months. You know what I mean? Right? Like gets asked questions that way. That would be pretty cool. Anyway, enough of that. Tonight we've got some sort of, some stories that are kind of flying under the radar. Everything's flying under the radar at the moment because everyone's obsessed with the US elections, obviously. So tonight we have the UK may get backed into reparations. Now, there's a quote that I saw on Twitter. I don't know who it was who said it. Often when you're like browsing Twitter, you'll come across these like little one-liners, and at the time you won't notice them, but they'll stick in your brain like a shard, right? And this tweet just said, "It's not enough to be not racist. You must be racist." And, I was like, that's kind of interesting. Of course, playing on the idea of it's not enough to be not racist, you must be anti-racist. And it's kind of true in current year, right? If you just say, oh, I'm not racist, then you're still always going to open yourself up to someone saying, oh, but you are. And then you'll be like, but I've got a brown friend and no, right? Like the only real position you can adopt at the moment is to be like, yeah, I'm racist. What are you going to do about it, right? Like, I'm so racist, I have a brown friend. We sit around and we tell racist jokes at each other. It's a great time. He tells like racist jokes about me. I tell racist jokes about him. We have a beer, we have a laugh, and it's all like awesome, right? Now, the UK, reason I say this is that the UK government is basically in this trap, right? For a while, there has been the sort of idea, the shark circling of reparations. And since they had the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, or CHOGM, as it's commonly known, in Samoa. And essentially what's happened is Britain is now getting gangbanged by all of its former colonies because China is basically sucking them up and putting tons of money in them. And they're like basically like, but about reparations. Now, because, of course, the Labour government, and probably not even the Conservative government, can basically turn around and be like, yeah, fuck off, right? Which is the only appropriate response, by the way. Instead, they're like, oh, yeah, it's bad that it happened, and bitch, just tell them to fuck off. Just be like, look, we spent tons of money, the UK spent tons of money and treasure ending the slave trade, right? Like, thank you. You can leave your thanks on the way out. We only paid off the loan that was incurred by that in like the early 1800s in 2005, right? So the loans that the UK government took out to pay for that shit was literally 200 years of debt slavery. God fucking damn it. So the UK government is like backed into a corner, and I'll be going over that basically as well, right? Our second story, Tommy Robinson has been arrested. He's been jailed again this time. So there was like the big march on Saturday. I kind of went down to like have a look, but to be honest, it was a bit disappointing because we got a super chat from Paladin. Wait. Oh my god. Wait, my stream deck isn't plugged in. No. What the hell, bros? Oh, that's terrible. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry about that. Let me see. Which one is the stream deck? God damn it. No. All right, okay, here we go. Right. Okay, should be plugged in now. Right. Sorry about that. Paladin YYZ oh no, wait. I can't do the stickers. Wait, I'll do the super chats once we get to the main screen. Right. Sorry about that. So yeah, I went to the protest. I mean, sort of. I went late because I was just watching on a live stream. The police had blocked off everywhere. You could barely get to it. By the time I'd gotten there, even the lefties were packing up. Clearly, racism had been beaten. Racism and fascism had been stopped. There was just like one idiot with like a drum banging around, being like, no. Bit of nothing burger, and of course, Robinson's been arrested, so we'll be covering that. Everyone's like, blah, 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 going on about that shit. And our final story, what is our final story of tonight? Oh, yeah. So, there's been a congressional hearing in the US on all of the propaganda around COVID that happened. This report is like, it's a good thing I wasn't one of them conspiracy theorists, because then I might be going around saying like, yeah, I fucking told you so. But of course, I would never do that. You know what I mean? I would never do something like that. So yes, we'll be covering that as well. Right. Okay, so let's do the super chat from Paladin YYZ. Dancing girl for you there, Paladin, and a nice love heart for $50 US. Oh, thanks, mate. You've got me all wrong, bro. I'm not racist. Some of my best friends are racist. Exactly. I'm not racist. I just have a lot of friends that are racist. We have a grand old time being racist together. Thank you very, very much. Have some confetti, bros. Thank you very, very much, Paladin. Right. Today's meme, the asymptote of Habbening. You can see the little chud being you are here. The progress towards a happening on the left side, and the time, of course, in 2-week intervals, of course. Chud's law of happenings. First law, nothing ever happens. Second law, percentage progress towards a major happening shall always increase closer to, but never reach 100%, at which point something would happen, but by the first law, nothing ever happens. So, there you go, right? It's a law. You've seen a graph now, so you know about it. Right. Let's say hello to everyone in the chat. Paladin YYZ, good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ratfun King, Crisby13, Teabagging Therapist, Fox39, Forever, Sades Sapiente, Origin Party, J Chiva Loophole, Teabagging Therapist, Wyatt's Torch, Patriots Float. Man, the gang's all here. Oh, it's lovely to see you all. Livia Drusilla, great to see you too, Livia. I think that's everybody. On Odyssey, do we have anyone on Odyssey? Some guy from Maine. Good to see you, sir. I hope Maine is lovely at the moment. And on YouTube, we have the nameless one, Miat Yuri, Total Blackout Painting, Cyber Chud, Internal Affairs. Good to see you, Sir Chud. I hope your internal affairs are chudding along. Budgie Burger, I think that's everyone. Thanks for coming, everyone. It's lovely to see you all. It makes it all work. I mean, the money's nice, but to see people in the chat, it's lovely. Right, so let's get on with it, shall we? Just let me get the get the window up. Right. Okay, so so as the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, was chogging along and about to approach, the calls for reparations started getting more reparationary. There was like, we was kangs, but we was also slaves, right? And the reason why our countries never had the Industrial Revolution is because them British, they done been slaving us, bros. Now, of course, since you're not allowed to say that any other factor whatsoever, apart from social economic factors, had anything to do with the development or lack thereof of certain countries, and you have to basically go around saying that the entirety of the Caribbean is just full of misunderstood doctors, scientists, engineers, and astronauts. The government has no response to this. They can never have any response to this, and this is my point, right? They are defeated before they have even begun. Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, this is the thing we have in charge of borrowing and printing money and spending money of the government. Oh, mate, I'm feeling very, very optimistic about the next 5 years. I don't know about you guys. Britain cannot afford to pay Commonwealth reparations demands. Yeah, we just don't have the money, bros. And obviously, the Caribbean countries are like, yeah, well, we don't care about that. Don't worry, bros. It's only a cheeky 18 trillion pounds. Right? It's not a lot of money. Just dig down behind the couch cushions, right? Find yourself a spare 18 trillion pounds, right? And this is coming, by the way, just as the UK is about to do like a new budget where they're going to like tax the living crap out of everyone, because none of them understand the Laffer curve, which is the idea that there is a sweet spot in taxation. If you get it too high, you will actually decrease tax receipts. But, you know, or possibly because they're all Fabian Marxists and they're just trying to destabilize society. I can't quite figure out whether it's stupidity or, you know. So the Chancellor has ruled out making any payments to Commonwealth countries for the UK's historic role in the slave trade. This, of course, is, you know, not that the British ended it. Oh, no. So, you know, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. Commonwealth leaders are expected to call for meaningful talks on reparations. And they did. They did call. Now, of course, for we was Kangs, we was strong, independent black whamans like MP Dawn Butler. Not having the money is never a good excuse not to do anything, bros. Enjoy.
The amount of money borrowed for the Slavery Abolition Act was so large that it wasn't paid off until 2015, which means that living British citizens helped pay to end the slave trade. I was absolutely shocked when I received that message, and I thought, I don't consent to my taxpayers' money paying slave owners. So there has been a precedent, Madam Day.
Just like to point out there, Ms. Butler, I don't think the bulk of the money went to paying slave owners. I believe it went to financing military naval expeditions around the Horn of Africa to destroy slave ships and free their inhabitants. I think Dawn Butler is probably confusing the UK with the US there. But, you know, like you know, I'm sure she was a history major and shit.
Speaker in paying reparations for slavery, it's just being paid to the wrong people. There's lots of things that can be done to make sure we have reparations. And I would say that yes, it is complex to calculate what is owed. But let's not forget that in order for slavery to continue, people put a number on people's lives. People were sold for money. So if it could be done then, it can be done now.
Now, I don't know if anyone has talked to Ms. Butler. There is literally slavery now in the UK, in cities like Birmingham and stuff like that, right? It's just like foreigners being enslaved in like sweatshops and stuff. Oh, that's fine. I mean, right? How are they supposed to get communism by talking? I need to chirp on my street. That is an excellent idea. Mate, chirp. So she's basically like, oh my God, are you telling me that I, a UK taxpayer, was paying to end slavery? Oh, that doesn't seem very right. And of course, as Narinder Kaur, I believe she's a Pajita, was basically saying, oh no, we should be exempt, right? You know, if we're gonna tax people to pay reparations, right? I don't want to pay extra tax. Now, my sort of, you know, Marxist antennae, of course, started pricking up at this, because this would be a way whereby you could essentially institute a race tax, like a white tax, right? I mean, you know, they'd love to do it, right? They'd be like, you know, you be white, therefore you be paying more taxes, for your reparations. It's only fair. It's only fair, you know. Oh God, I'm so fucking sick of this bullshit. Now, the actual figure, you know, whether it's 18 trillion or 205 billion, I mean, like, it doesn't matter, right? What it basically means, if they agree to this stuff, or if they're bullied into it, right, is that it will just be like, you know, like foreign aid spending, right? They'll allocate a percentage of GDP to like paying off this bullshit, and it will just go on forever, right? And of course, all of the, you know, strong, powerful, we wasn't people, anyone who wasn't white, basically, will have a club that they can use to beat the UK with until the end of time and say, give us more money, give us more money, give us more money. So fucking sick of this. But, you know, it's 205 billion, you know, I'm surprised that's quite a lowball figure. A leading academic has claimed, Oh, well, there you go. He's a leading Rat Fun King, modern Danegeld. Oh, and Fox 39 forever said can't pay, won't pay. Love it. Reverend Dr. Michael Banner, the Dean of Trinity College, Cambridge, said the UK was once the leading slaving nation in the world. I think you'll find that was Benin, actually. Literally a country that survived entirely off slavery. The modern day descendants of slaves deserve compensation. Fucking all right, whatever. It's not like this isn't going to like massively mess stuff up. And of course, they want the Scottish government to pay 20 billion of that. And because of the devolved administrations, they can basically go around to all these little countries in the UK and start browbeating them. My prediction is that Wales will probably sign off for this because Wales has become completely paused. Scotland has the opportunity to show leadership. Ooh, leadership. Wow. It's well known that the Scots played an outsized part in growing and sustaining the British Empire, and Glasgow was in particular closely tied up with the Caribbean trade. You going to Benin? You going to the Horn of Africa and demanding that they pay reparations? No, because they don't have any fucking money, do they? And of course, I doubt that the Horn of Africa is filled with soy white guilty whites, that will actually listen to any of this stuff. They'd probably be like, oh, brother, you are very, very funny. I have a machete here with your name on it. I wish we could get some of that energy in the West, and be like, no, we don't have any money for reparations. I do have this extremely nice firearm, however, which we invented. Perhaps I could show you how that works. So yeah, the British government has failed to face up to this responsibility. Fucking blah, 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 blah. More money, more money, more money, more money, more money, more money, right? The Guardian, of course, saying this. This is another person. I think this is the guy that came up with the 18 trillion figure. He's a leading judge at the International Court of Justice, who said the UK will no longer be able to ignore the growing calls for reparation for transatlantic slavery. Money, please. Give money, please. And by the way, I just would like to point out, you too, if you are feeling, your burden of white guilt, it turns out that I am in fact 1/2000th African. So you can pay reparations straight to me via Entropy or Rants on Rumble. You could send me Odyssey coins, in reparations, right? My strong white brothers, right? I feel very, very strongly that I deserve reparations, for shit posting. It is true that in ancient times, shit posters, were very, very badly sort of enslaved and badly treated. Therefore, I deserve reparations for being a modern shitposter. Please, please send your money. I promise to spend all of it on chicken and watermelon and thus honor my Caribbean heritage. Bros. Yes. Rat Fun King, send me Bitcoin in reparation. You can send me Monero in reparations. I don't have a Bitcoin wallet up. I probably should get one of those. So this is the guy who presided over the trial of Slobodan Milosevic. And it looks like this is about. I doubt the UK is going to be able to escape this. Basically, right? They've made their bed and they've lied in it. They've used these international justice mechanisms for so long that they can't get around it. They cannot continue to ignore the greatest atrocity signifying man's inhumanity to man. They cannot continue to ignore it. Reparations have been paid for other wrongs, and obviously far more quickly, far more speedily than reparations for what I consider the greatest atrocity and crime in the history of mankind, transatlantic chattel slavery. Oh my God. I believe the United Kingdom will not be able to resist this movement towards the payment of reparations. It is required by history and it is required by law. Well, I kind of agree with you. I don't think, especially with the current government, that they will be able to resist. Proper pictures. I can't hear anything. I think it's just you. Right. Okay. Good. So this guy basically works for this group called the Brattle Group. I got some info on them. They're basically like a sort of international lawyers for hire kind of like thing. Someone paid them to do a report. I wonder who paid them. And they decided that it was basically 18.8 trillion and that 9.6 trillion of that is due to Jamaica. Now, just let me. What is the GDP of Jamaica at the moment? The GDP of Jamaica is 19.4 billion. So that's like, oh my God, I don't know, 1,000 times the GDP of Jamaica. Just, I'm sure that would do like great stuff. So yeah, it's going to be some loan. The government's basically come out and said that they won't give money, but they will consider stuff like debt relief and sort of health assistance and stuff. So debt relief, I imagine, is what they really are after, basically. And then once that debt relief presumably is done, they will then go to the IMF and borrow money off the World Bank instead, or borrow it off the Chinese, or, whatever, right? So bloody sick of this. So sick of this, bros. Now, Starmer originally, he wasn't going to have any of it, bros. He was going to show some backbone, like the jellyfish that he is. He's like, no. We're not going to talk about slavery, about reparations. But the rest of the Commonwealth basically ganged up on him, and they essentially forced a sort of thing about reparations into the final communique from the conference, which means that the next conference is going to be back on the agenda, and it'll keep being on the agenda until they get some money. And then once they get some money, they're going to want more money. This is never going to end, right? This is never going to end. Excuse me. Pardon me. The communique, which had to be approved by Britain and was released hours later than planned, said, heads noting calls for discussions on reparatory justice with regard to the transatlantic slave trade in enslaved Africans and chattel enslavement, and recognising the importance of this matter to the member states of the Commonwealth who want Gibbs, agreed that the time has come for a meaningful, truthful and respectful conversation towards forging a common future based on Gibbs and equity. Bros, and look, this is Starmer at the closing session. Mate, Kia, you know what would have solved this? Racism. Racism would have solved this, bro, right? If you just weren't anti-racist, you wouldn't have any of these bloody problems. You could just be like, nah, fuck it, we're not doing it. But of course, because he is a soy white, he is defenseless in the face of the nigs be jogging. Noggin. You know what I'm saying, right? So let's see what else we got. Now, sort of enhancing this whole thing is the new Commonwealth Secretary General, Shirley Ayorkor Botchway, who is from Ghana. Kemi Badenoch's Nigerian. David Lammy, the Foreign Secretary, is Ghanaian. And this, of course, is one of the problems. They appointed a foreign secretary who supports reparations. So for the entire time that Lammy's in, he's going to be going behind the government's back, going to these countries and saying, oh, yes, we need more reparations. I may be part of the government, but I ain't whitey. What the hell's happened to my light? Oh, no, my side light has died. Fucking, what the fuck? It's all going wrong, bros. We got another entropy. That's fine. Paladin YYZ again. Oh, thanks, mate. Wait, let's get a dancing girl and a love heart up for you, mate. For $25. God, thank you. The stress of being a white colonist and bearing the guilt of my crimes has made me a victim, whereby the only way to make things right is to repay me with reparations. That's right. Well, I also happen to know, of course, that Paladin is 1/65,000th Nigerian. Right, so so this is basically how it works, right? If there's billions on of reparations on the table, I deserve like 1/6000th of it. Yes, Sades, if you come fix the light, that would be great. I don't know what's fucking happened to it. $25. Thank you very much, Paladin. Good sir, you're literally keeping this channel alive, mate. Thank you so much. Right, let's get back to it. Now. This is the report from the Brattle Group, the one that basically says, 18 trillion. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will read this rather interesting little gem. They're talking about restitution. The forms of reparation are restitution, compensation, and satisfaction. Satisfaction. Pay me for reparations so I can get my satisfaction, right? Restitution involves re-establishing the situation before the wrongful act was committed, right? So how is that going to happen? In my view, restoration is not a practical in terms to the Atlantic slave trade, although, get this, one cannot rule out the possibility of a form of restitution involving the return of the descendants of the enslaved to Africa. Well, why didn't you say so? I know some people with which this suggestion would be extremely popular. I'd be like, look, restitution, right? All of the descendants of slavery get to go back to Africa. I don't know, bro. Sounds a bit racist. Just saying, right? Like, oh god. Yeah, this is the Brattle Group. They're basically like lawyers for hire. Pretty much. You can just hire this team of like international lawyers to do whatever you want. Where's the about us sort of like thing? Let me see. Our principles. Who have we got here? Own your future. No, they're a bit cagey about. I did manage to like find it before. View our experts. Yeah, it's just like a massive sort of lawyer for hire kind of like thing. Very, very, very shady. But look, I'm sure they got paid really, really well. So Paladin lighting needs more indigo. Yeah, well, we can't really boost it. Unfortunately, we're already bouncing it off the back. I don't think we can do that. But thank you for the suggestion. I will take it on board. Anyway, that is the end of the reparations, brah. We was reparations and shit. Gibbs gone global, basically, right? Global Gibbs until the end of time. Right. Second story. Tommy Robinson, famous right-wing rebel-rouser and lover of the nation of Israel, has been jailed for 18 months after admitting contempt of court. Now, not a huge fan of Tommy, but this is pretty sucky. I think I would feel more sympathy for his plight if I didn't feel that basically everything he was doing was basically a political shell game. I don't know if that's true. I've never met the guy. I know people who've met him and they tell me he's pretty cool. So maybe I'm being too harsh. I don't know. But yeah, so Hope Not Hate is very, very happy about this. It was Hope Not Hate who basically got the court case brought against him. For a little bit of a summary, essentially there was this big scandal back when Tommy was like sort of taking off. A boy got filmed pushing down a Syrian refugee and pouring water over his face, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, look at the white racists pouring water, waterboarding the Syrian refugee." It turns out the Syrian refugee was not a little innocent. He was like a massive shit. And the reason why this kid was pouring water over him was because he had been very, very nasty to his sister. He frequently liked to, beat the girls and all this kind of other stuff. However, the court has decided that none of these things are true, bros. And it might actually, I'm not saying that any of that is true. I'm just saying that is what Tommy said. And he has been, jailed, libelously, for repeating these horrible libels, which were a part of his documentary called, what was it called? Silenced, Surrounded, something. Oh no, like it's, I guess if the Guardian says it, I can say it. I don't know. So yeah, he lost a libel case brought by Jamal Hijazi. Who had been filmed being attacked at a school in West Yorkshire. Of course, Jamal didn't bring the court case. He's like 14 years old. The court case was basically brought by the Muslim lobby and by Hope Not Hate. This then went to trial, and in the libel trial, they basically decided that, none of this was true, that he definitely did not violently attack young English girls at the school. But in Tommy's film, there's a bunch of footage of the teachers saying that he was a violent little shit and a bunch of girls saying they'd been attacked. But clearly they were all lying because it had been decided by a court that it wasn't true, right? Okay, so, it's libel is a very, very complicated thing. I can't possibly understand it. And basically, he showed it at Trafalgar Square on the 27th of July in the, I don't forget, the We Want Our Country Back rally. So basically, he pleaded guilty. He went to the cop shop on the day before the sort of latest rally, which was on Saturday, and he pleaded guilty. He'll probably be out in 9 months. The real question, I guess, is going to be like whether he's going to survive jail. I don't know whether they're going to like stick him. Oh yeah, it's good to see you, man. I don't know whether he's going to survive jail. I suspect that the government will probably be very, very careful about where they put him and who they put him in with. He's not a nobody like Peter Lynch. If he dies in jail at the hands of a Muslim gang or something like that, it's going to be a very, very bad look. After all, the idea that UK prisons are essentially a death sentence that you sort of send political people to when you want them gone is not the kind of narrative that the government wants. Although it is a narrative that is increasingly coming to the fore after the death of Peter Lynch. Although we haven't seen an autopsy, so we're not 100% sure how he died. Right, so speaking of the march, this is pretty funny. This is how the BBC covered it, right? Thousands march over riots and deaths in custody. Well, no, not really. I mean, it's the BBC, mate, right? Like, come on, okay? So, unbeknownst to myself or literally anyone else, we went by Trafalgar Square and it was all boarded up because it's for Diwali's coming up, right? And, Diwali, obviously, right? You have to block off all of Trafalgar Square. So it turns out that inside this boarded up area, there were about 200 people from the black community, who were traumatized by the death of Chris Carber. I mean, I cannot help think that a lot of the people attending that meeting were probably gangbangers. Brap, brap, it's just, yeah. So they basically spend, a page and a half talking about the black thing, right? And then, they get down to this. Elsewhere in Westminster, thousands attended the Unite the Kingdom demonstration, although Mr. Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, I don't know why they keep saying that. Everybody knows his name is Steve Lennon. Maybe they're just like, it sounds, when you point out that other groups of people change their name, they get all salty at you. But when it's Tommy Robinson, it's like totally fine. I don't know. So yes. Yes, so people are talking about Lynch, who died while serving a prison sentence. He committed suicide, allegedly, but I have not seen the autopsy report. So that is sort of unconfirmed rumor. And of course, the counter-protest organised by Stand Up to Racism, who, as far as I can tell, seem to be funded by or definitely use the same infrastructure, printing and sign sort of construction business as Extinction Rebellion, Hope Not Hate, Just Stop Oil, all of these like sort of vaguely Soros-related groups. Because they all have the same signs. They all have exactly the same kind of like block printing, same printing style, same paper stock. I'm very observant about these things, right? When I got there, as I said, it was mostly packing up. They had tons of signs that hadn't been used. It was a bit of a weak showing, to be perfectly honest. Nick Lawls was not happy about this. This is from Nick Lawls, the head of Hope Not Hate. He's like, I've had enough of this. This must have been the most miserable of all the Tommy demos, and there's been some pretty poor ones, low energy, dull speeches, and poor entertainment. Lennon in jail lives a big hole, hard to see who's going to fill it in his absence. This is me signing off. So he was there, or he I don't know, he had a little shill there. So yes, it was very, very sad, basically, right? It's true. He does have a point though. Without Tom Air, the movement is basically sort of like fracturing. What a surprise. However, Nick was much more cheerful about Tommy going to prison. Obviously, he's like, we did that. It was Hope Not Hate. We did it. We're good little schoolboys. We like to snitch on people, and that's a great thing. I don't know why anyone would be proud of being a snitch. There's not much about like gang culture. I'm down with, but the whole snitches get stitches. When it comes to the government, fuck that, right? So he's like, Hope Not Hate. Now this is another thing, of course, that Nick Lawls is very, very happy about. apparently, as long as his film is linked to his X account, then he remains in contempt. Will he remove it to avoid an even longer sentence? Let's see how strong his convictions are now. Let's see how strong his convictions are now that he's in a jail cell. Fucking spiteful mutant troglodyte. Oh, we're for freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. Fucking hate these people so much. Hope Not Hate is monitoring accounts of several of Lennon's close supporters. Yeah, I bet you fucking are. Fucking like CD peering in through the windows like fucking curtain twitching babushka bastards. Many of whom have also uploaded the film onto their X account. Only this morning, Danny Roscoe linked to the film from his X account. We will be reporting all of these people to the Attorney General. Teacher, Tommy published the film. Teacher, I'll put him in jail. Oh, guys, I fucking hate these people. Oh my God. The thing is, right, if the positions, imagine if the positions were reversed. If the positions were reversed, they would just be squealing like a stuck pig. They'd be like, oh my God, the injustice. So the real question is this, right? How is this going to work, right? If Tommy takes the film down from his X account, will that be enough? Or is the court going to be like, oh, well, you know, it's still out there on Twitter, right? Like, you know, and it's being posted by people who are allegedly compatriots of yours. You've got to get them to take it down too. Otherwise, you'll be in contempt of court. And like, I mean, this could go on forever. Like, you know. Of course, Hope Not Hate was also trying to get Tommy's book removed from Amazon, but it doesn't seem like they're getting anywhere with that. I think that the whole COVID thing has actually scared a number of these companies, and they don't really... I mean, look, this is what people such as me said when all this shit kicked off. If you censor one group of people, sooner or later, you're going to be asked to censor another group of people, right? And if you don't want to get involved in this shit as a company, you just shouldn't do any of it, right? At all. Amazon has been accused of funneling thousands of pounds into the pockets of Britain's best-known far-right extremist after Tommy Robinson's latest book topped the bestseller charts. Now, look, call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but I am suspicious about that as well, to be perfectly honest. It is well known, for example, that one of the ways that the CIA used to pay people is they get them to like publish a shit book and then they just buy like 1 million copies of it, right? And then, you know, the money would go to the author. With the anonymous internet, it would be even easier to like boost stuff, right? Like, so maybe, you know, you could fund his legal fees, but, you know, you don't want to be seen that you're paying him money. The possibilities are endless. I mean, I know Tommy is a popular figure, but I find it weird that he literally topped the Amazon charts. That seems weird to me. I don't know. I haven't read the book. I should probably download a free sample and see, you know. Of course, again, this is The Guardian, so, you know. Joe Mulhall, the director of research at Hope Not Hate, said, quote, I fucking love this, mate. Remind you of anything, boys? Everyone has the right to write and publish a book, as long as the content doesn't break the law. The question is whether Amazon feel comfortable platforming him and facilitating the sale of a book that will funnel thousands of pounds into the pockets of Britain's best-known far-right extremists. Freedom of speech is not freedom of reach. Oh, mate, where's my rainbow vomit emoji? I feel unclean even reading this doggerel, right? Okay, look, I might not be the biggest fan of Tommy, but like, you know, these... fucking hate these cancel pigs, honestly. So yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Apparently, the other big problem with this book is that it focuses on the Great Replacement theory. I think we're past the theory point at this juncture, bros, right? Like, at a certain point, you're going to have to turn around and be like, oh yeah, Great Replacement is the thing. You know, here's why it's a great thing, right? So yeah. So, you know, Tommy's like, I'm a Great Replacement. It's not good. We will give you a framework to understand what has been going on for decades, and we put forward the actions you can take to put a stop to the plans of the ruling class before it's too late. Let me guess. It comes down to voting harder and like going to a lot of protests, right? Right? Oh, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna protest. Oh, now after I protest that, I'm gonna vote. That's gonna change stuff, bros, isn't it? Next time, right? Look, we get to vote again in only 2 more weeks, bros. Wait, where's my 2 more weeks stickers? We get to vote in 2 more weeks, bros. Stuff's bound to change this time, right? But Amazon basically said, like, no, go fuck off, right? As a store, we've chosen to offer a very broad range of viewpoints, including products that may be disagreeable, and we have guidance for our customers and selling partners about the items allowed for sale in our store. So Amazon told them to go get fucked, and I don't know, whether Hope Not Hate can try and get advertisers to pull from Amazon. Amazon's just huge. Like, Amazon is literally the octopus, right? Like, what are you going to do, right? I got some clips from the march. Check it out, bros. Oh yeah, this is Maya Tusi with 3 private security guards just basically trolling the shit out of the front. He's like literally at the front of the counter protest, just wearing a shit-eating grin. I don't know. On the one hand, it's a bit smarmy. On the other hand, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Shouting at a refugee, that's not very nice. Why are you shouting at a refugee? Why are you shouting at a refugee?
Now, this is Steve from Speaker's Corner, the guy who recorded this video. What I don't understand, right, and this continues to baffle me, right, is why they think these kinds of arguments will work, right? They're communists, mate, right? They don't care about proportionality, right? They don't care about reciprocity, right? They don't care if they're racist, right? They just don't care, right? All they care about is power, right? Oh God, I wish these people, they should watch Empire of Lies, and then they would understand. But clearly they don't.
All right, but he's a refugee. He's a brown man. You're a white middle. Don't touch me. Why are you touching me?
Why are you videoing me?
Because I want you to touch me. So I want evidence for the police.
Where's the Tommy gone? Where's your Tommy gone? Where's your Tommy gone?
Shouting at a refugee because you don't agree with him. Shouting at a refugee because you don't agree with him. Isn't that the epitome of fascism? Isn't that the epitome of fascism?
These people wouldn't know what fascism was if it fucking hit them over the head. Oh, God, fucking. Isn't that the epitome of fascism? Dude, they don't care. Like, you're talking as if these people have a conscience. Fucking hell.
Shouting at a refugee because you don't agree with him. No, not touching me. Shouting at a refugee because you don't. Why are you trying to take me out?
Off our streets!
You're the fascist. You're the fascist.
Off our streets!
You're the fascist.
Oh, you're the fascist. No, you're the fascist. You're the Nazi. No, you're the Nazi. Oh, fuck. Every single time I think the discourse can't get any more fake and gay, it becomes even more fake and gay, right? It's just the fake. Oh, you're the Nazi. No, you're the fascist. You're the... Bros, I can't deal with it.
Screaming at people who you don't agree with. Real life fascists. Shoot yourself. Is that illegal? Is that a legal step? Shoot yourself. Surely that's not illegal. Shoot yourself like Adolf Hitler. Except for Iranians who you don't agree with. So if you're
Rat Fun King, can you taste the tabula rasa? Tastes like a blank slate, bro. Yeah. Fuck me. Mate, why don't you all sit around tables and like argue about who's the real fascist? That's sure to fucking like change things. Oh god, fucking. However, this is I think this is the clip. This is highly disturbing, right? I guess this clip speaks for itself. These are the people who are fighting hate. Just like, what the fuck, dude?
Nazis are motherfuckers! Okay, there you go. Show him your sign.
All right, let's see. Fuck off Nazis.
Yeah.
All right, would you like to elaborate?
I mean, I think he summed it up, really. Nazis are fuckers.
Okay. He's fired
Anti-Tommy
up.
Robinson, anti-division, pro-Palestine. So why are you here, Roshi? What do you feel about Tommy Robinson?
What are your thoughts on Tommy Robinson?
I want to eat him. He is a big bucket. La, la, la. I have to say, I do have sympathy for people that feel really disenfranchised, and it's fucking hard for everyone at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's the answer is not to be sucked in by this bullshit and divisionist crap.
Sure.
She literally just said, the key is not to be sucked in by division. Her child is capering around like, oh, yeah, but we need to unite, bro. Except for those fucking people, we gotta fucking kill them. Bro.
Yeah, and I have quite a personal viewpoint on this, having family members who are on the other side.
Sure.
I think so. There's so much division, and I guess I'm one of the kind of upper middle class, so you could say it's easy to hold these beliefs.
Do you think it is? Their argument would be we're the working class. We live in these communities where we see the problems. You guys say we're racist when we point them out.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think there is some truth in that we're in a society where it's very difficult to point out things that people are unhappy with if it doesn't go with the what is accepted.
Political correctness, Overton window.
They call it the wokerati, and there is some truth in that, absolutely. So I have sympathy with people that hold different views and feel disenfranchised because they're not allowed to express them. But there are ways to express things in a gentle way that doesn't hurt other people, right?
There are ways to express things in a gentle way that doesn't hurt other people. Have you seen my screaming child with the fuck Nazi sign? Mate, this is the clowniest of clown. I just bro, like fucking hell.
Right.
What are you what specifically are you concerned with in terms of harm? People damaging like mosques and that sort of thing?
Hate speech breeds actions of hate, right?
So to be fair though, this says fuck off Nazis. I'm sure they wouldn't consider themselves that, right? Do you think there's a bit of a double standard at play?
Well, they wouldn't consider themselves Nazis, but there are definitely similarities in.
Now hold on there. Some of them would. Some of them I've met. I've met some of them that are quite happy to consider themselves Nazis, but not people like Tommy and all of those. Like they're civnats, mate. Right? Like, oh god.
The things they're saying and the ways that some of them behave.
Yeah.
So
I want to be fair to both sides here in the sense
it's about actions, right? And if you're taking action that is, defiling, other religions' beliefs and mosques and whatever it is, then you are.
Their argument is, hey,
right?
we're Christians. The Muslims are disrespecting our religion and our children and our women and that sort of thing.
Those people wouldn't call themselves Nazis, right?
Sure.
So.
And you guys probably wouldn't call yourself like communists or.
Well,
left.
exactly.
Yeah.
No. So, I mean, if they say fuck off commies, it doesn't affect me because I don't consider myself a communist.
Got it. Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much for sharing. That helps. We got the sign. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Bro, well, this isn't in the cringe because it's part of this story, Sade. So, now, meanwhile, the Reform Party, of course, trying to sort of like lose everyone before it is even begun, have come out and distanced themselves from Tommy Robinson because, you know, he's been arrested and shit. I don't like their chances in the next election, bro. I really don't. But, you know, their function would have been served by then, and we'll probably all be starving to death.
Tommy Robinson, people have been protesting in his name. What do you make of Tommy Robinson? Is he a good guy in your eyes?
No. All of that lot, we have nothing to do with them.
Even the
nothing to do with
protesters who have got banners up saying two-tier care, you agree with them on the policing and justice?
We agree with ourselves. I'm not aligning ourselves with Tommy Robinson's lot in any shape or form.
But tell me...
Yeah, you tell him. You tell him, Richard. Fucking, you know, you don't want to align yourself with, like, the working class. Fuck. Right. Okay, so enough of that. So, our final story of the night. So, the House, the US House of Congress has just released a report on Health and Human Services COVID propaganda, and, mate, mate, oof, size a million. I wish I had that meme. The mega oof, like, oof, or you know, or possibly the American Psycho one where it's like, you know, if anyone can stick that in the chat. The Biden admin spent almost $1 billion to push falsehoods about COVID vaccines, boosters, and masks on the American people. If a pharma company had run the campaign, it would have been fined out of existence. Oh, now come on, not Pfizer. Surely not. Right. So, Health and Human Services engaged a PR firm, the Fours Marsh Group, for the propaganda campaign. The main goal was to increase COVID vax uptake. The strategy was to 1. Exaggerate COVID mortality risk, 2. Downplay the fact that there was no good evidence that the COVID vax stops transmission. I mean, I'm just going to read this thread by Jay Bhattacharya because it basically has all of the greatest hits. But the what the public relation firm used was the health belief model. What is the health belief model, you might be saying? Well, the health belief model posits, quote, that a person's belief in a personal threat of an illness or disease, together with a person's belief in the effectiveness of the recommended health behavior or action, will predict the likelihood the person will adopt the behavior. I do love some tasty nudge. Oh, it tastes like fucking soft coercion, bros. Ooh, I can taste a bit of boot leather in there as well. The propaganda campaign extended beyond vax uptake and included exaggerating mask efficacy and pushing for social distancing and school closures. Ultimately, since the messaging did not match reality, the campaign collapsed public trust in public health. Oh my god! I thought the reason no one trusted the health establishment was because of Merck conspiracy theories, bro. I thought social media was to blame. Are you saying that it was, in fact, the actions of the health establishment themselves? Come on, that sounds a bit anti-healthic to me, bros. So yeah, basically, the Harris government, Biden-Harris government, produced a thing called "We Can Do This, We Can Do This, We Can Do a Communism, Bros." The PR firm drew most of its faulty science from the CDC's guidance, what a surprise, which ignored the FDA findings on the vaccine's limitations, as well as scientific findings from other countries that contradicted CDC groupthink. CDC guidance, which the campaign relied on, went beyond the terms of the FDA's EUA emergency use authorization to state without evidence that COVID vaccines were highly effective against transmission. I thought that was a conspiracy theory, bro. This ultimately had a negative impact on vaccine confidence and the CDC's credibility when proven untrue. Oh no, bros. If only someone had pointed this out. Like me. Like literally me. Fucking 4 years ago. When I'm like, you realize, like, if this turns out to be bullshit, it's going to undermine, like, you know, faith in the medical industry to a massive extent. Yeah, it's fine. CDC had inconsistent and flawed messaging about the effectiveness of masks. The CDC consistently overstated the risk of COVID-19 to children, and the CDC continues to recommend COVID vaccines for all Americans aged 6 months and older, which has made the United States a global outlier. The report details the CDC's mask flip-flopping through the years. It is especially infuriating to recall the CDC's weird, anti-scientific, anti-human focus on masking toddlers with cloth masks into 2022. And yeah, but yeah, I mean, you all remember, right? Like the CDC's like, and because the CDC basically said it, WHO said it, and everyone else had to go along with it. President Biden's COVID advisor, Ashik, of course it's a Jeet, waited until December 2022, right after leaving the government, to tell the country that, quote, there is no study in the world that shows that masks work that well. What took him so long? Gee, I wonder, bro. Former CDC Director Rachel Walensky rewrote CDC guidance on social distancing at the behest of the National Teachers Union. These are the same people that are trying to trans your kids and were very, very interested in remote working, guaranteeing that schools would remain closed to in-person learning for many months. So basically, because the Teachers Union wanted a holiday, kids all over the countries suffered. During this period, the PR firm put out ads telling parents that schools would close unless kids masked up, stayed away from friends, and got COVID vaccinated. The campaign and the CDC persisted in this messaging after it was apparent that schools were not super spreader locations and children were not at high risk of serious illness or death from COVID. I'm fine, bros. I'm not angry. Don't look back in anger, bros. In March 2021, even as the CDC told the American people that the vaccinated did not need to mask, the PR firm ran ads saying that masks were still needed, even for the vaccinated. Quote, it is not time to ease up, we are told, in the absence of any evidence that it did any good. Now, one of the great things about this report is that it's got scripts from a bunch of these ads that were paid for, created by this PR company, right? Now I've got some of these ads floating around in my archive, but I thought I'd just read some, just because the language in this is so manipulative. My family's lived in our town for 6 generations, so looking out for our neighbors is something that comes naturally to us. So when COVID hit, we did what it took to protect each other. Now vaccines are here, and some folks are easing up a bit, but that's a big mistake. That's because there are these new forms of the virus and they're spreading quickly. Want to know how to fight them? Just do what you've been doing. Get that mask that fits good and snug? Perfect. Giving your neighbors at least 6 feet of space, avoiding crowds, and not hanging out inside other people's houses. That's all good stuff. And now it's more important than ever. Look, I'll definitely get my vaccine when it's my turn, but now isn't the time to let your guard or your mask down. I'm a real American. Yeah, what kind of American are you? Oh, my God. In 2021, to support the Biden-Harris admin push for vax mandates, the PR firm pushed the false idea that the vax stopped COVID transmission, which it did not. When people started getting breakthrough infections, public trust in public health collapsed. Later, when the FDA approved the vaccine for 12 to 15-year-old kids, the PR firm told parents that schools could open in fall 2021 only if they got their kids vaccinated. These ads never mentioned these side effects like myocarditis due to the vaccine. Health and Human Services has scrubbed the propaganda ads from this era of its web pages. It's easy to see why they are embarrassing. They tell kids, in effect, that they should treat other kids like biohazards unless they are vaccinated. This is from June 16, 2021. Say yes. Say yes to seeing friends. Yes to hanging out. Yes to vacations. Yes to sleepovers. After a year of saying no, imagine how good yes is going to feel. Everyone 12 and older is now eligible for a COVID vaccine. Oh, sign me up, science daddy. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hate these people so fucking much. When the Delta variant arrived, the PR firm doubled down on fear-mongering, masking, and social distancing. Oh, this one's great. I'm just going to read this one as well. Oh my God. So this is read in the voice of a child. My mom is interesting. She goes to the grocery store and buys 2 of everything. I ask her, what's the deal? She tells me there is nothing worse than cooking dinner for the family and you need more of something and it's not there. She said she would rather go all in and double up to make sure she's covered. I get it. I am now doing that with the pandemic. I know many people are getting the vaccine, but there are new forms of the virus, and I don't want to take the chance. Wearing a well-fitted mask, keeping 6 feet apart, and avoiding crowds are my way of doubling up against the virus. We need to continue to protect our people and our tribal communities. Help prevent the spread of new forms of the virus by continuing to wear a snug mask. Keep 6 feet apart when you're around others, and when it's your turn, get vaccinated. Oh, God. Oh, Evil Author, good to see you, mate. You'll catch it later if you watch the rest of the scene. It says that CDC Director Walensky deliberately overrode the advice of the other experts at the CDC. The PR campaign and CDC persistently overestimated the mortality risk of COVID infection in kids to scare parents into vaccinating their children with the COVID vaccine. Military vax mandates, more vax mandates, use of celebrities, which is highly abusive. I mean, it's just a shit show. It's what everybody paying attention. Pedro, I swear the accent sounded like a South Park. Yeah, I do steal from South Park when I have to like make accents up on the fly because they're just so good. Oh my God. And they're just, oh my God. And of course, Bhattacharya basically says now that public health trust has collapsed, all vaccine take-up is declining. The report makes several recommendations, including formally defining the CDC's core mission to focus on its core mission of disease prevention, forcing HHS propaganda to abide by FDA's product labeling rules, and revamping the process of evaluating vaccine safety. So if this goes through, if Trump gets in and this goes through, this will be the end of the health security state basically making like a grab for power. So yeah, you can. There's a full copy of the House report is in here if you want to like read it. I've like read enough. I think that's I think that's enough. I'm fine. I'm not seething or anything like that. Oh God, what a bloody fucking terrible time. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that's all the news, bros. You know what time it is? It's time for some cringe. We don't have a lot of cringe today. I couldn't really find any actually. So we got like a bunch of funny and cute videos for you all. But we do start with a bit of cringe. Now, is there anything more cringe than Ben Shapiro talking to a woman pretending to be a man who's a college student? Mate, I just, I don't know. This might be the Uber Giga cringe, mate. Check it out.
Wow, okay, we're going to take this chair. Look at that.
Hey, Ben.
Like a bro, my friend. All right.
How's it going?
Let's break open
first
a beer or
question,
something.
can men get pregnant?
Men cannot get pregnant.
Okay, awesome. So
Definitionally.
Definitionally, okay. Do men experience SA? Sexual assault?
Sure.
Got it. What about the existence of trans men?
What about the existence? Do you mean women who believe that they are men? What are we talking about here? Women experiencing gender dysphoria?
So my other question is, do you benefit from white supremacy in any way, shape, or form?
I'm going to need more specifics on what you mean by white
Well, here,
supremacy.
let me give it to you, Ben.
Sure, please.
So I'm a transgender man.
Okay.
I've experienced SA.
Okay.
And abortion rights affect me directly. So if we're talking...
Mate, this guy is rocking the Premier Smugly. I reckon he bought that Smugly at Balenciaga or somewhere like really top. He was like, you know, I barely even have to explain my arguments to you. It should be like so obvious. Fucking, ugh.
Talking about the American dream that you live.
So-
Why don't I have access to that? Because there's no legislation, in the history of America, that legislates a man's body, so why does mine have to be legislated? I've got a vagina.
It's really funny. Like, this woman is like trying to act like the way she thinks a man acts. It's clearly a woman. Just look at her body language. Like, fucking hell.
No.
I'm not interested in what your genitalia are.
Clearly you are. I mean, it's all over everything you make,
no,
buddy. I'm sorry. I hate to say it to you, but
I think you can read on my face that I
obsession
radically
you
am
guys
not.
have.
I think you can read on my face that I radically am not. When we're talking about
No,
abortion,
I don't. I mean, you can present it here, but in most of the content that you have, you attack my community constantly. And you don't even realize guys like me exist who actually share a lot of similarities to you and everything, because I'm a married man of 20 years.
I
got a wife.
recognize that you exist. I disagree with your
Right.
claim
So
that you
if
are a
I
male.
was
Oh God, mate. Woof. Oh yeah, that's some proper cringe there. This is oh my God. This is Kamala doing a Bonnix. This is pretty funny.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Whipping may last the night, but joy cometh in the morning. She fucking hell. And Ocasio-Cortez is back. Apparently if Trump wins, she's going to be the new Speaker of the House. No, if Harris wins, she's going to be the new Speaker of the House. Enjoy.
So when we say Donald Trump is a fascist, fascism, a huge component of fascism is uniting racism, bigotry, a form of racist nationalism with industry, and also uniting the keys of government with billionaires and for-profit actors in order to stamp out democracy. So when we say Donald Trump,
so like, because we can't define what fascism is, it's ever changing, really. It's whatever you want it to be. Yeah, shut up, silly woman. Exactly. Right. Okay. This is the bridge between cringe and funny. Enjoy.
Y'all know that y'all could eat like the skin of chicken? I did not know that. Before I would like take the skin off, right? Like that, and just eat the actual chicken. But then my friend literally put me on and told me that you could actually eat the.
So I never knew that your hair grows from up here. I never knew that. I always thought that your hair grows from right here.
So how come we're allowed to eat broccolis, but we're not allowed to eat trees?
No one's stopping you from eating trees, love. You fill your boots. Oh my God. Fucking hell. Oh, we do have this very, very base clip. This is I think this is the guy who was he was like part of immigration under Trump. Listen to this.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
I need that like cyberpunk music to like get. Oh, mate. Fucking awesome. Right, we got some funny videos for you now. Enjoy.
Okay, let's try it again. 3-letter word for homosexual. That's gay. Okay, now that is a politically correct way to use that phrase, right? It's an appropriate use. Okay. Now how about, oh, he drives a $2,000 Honda Civic with $4,000 worth of added shit that just makes a car louder, and you say, that's gay. That would be a...
Very appropriate response?
Very appropriate response, yes. Good.
What else do we got? A bit of British for you, bruv.
British chippy. Oh, what a treat. Serving up meals that can't be beat.
I would beat my wife if she ever cooked something up like that for me.
Oh, this is pretty good as well. Alex Jones does 40K.
Where do you think the contact with the aliens came from? When did that start?
You know,
I'm not going to get into it.
I need to hear about aliens.
I know you already know all this, Joe.
Hold on a second.
It's always.
But I want to ask you this because I don't know.
Oh, yeah, right. We're in contact with aliens.
Like what kind of shit?
Here's what's happening, because it's not just one group of aliens.
What's the different groups?
The big five.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Let me begin. This is really, I'm telling you, Joe, this is a real deal.
We're listening to you.
Well, first off, elves is the main group.
Okay.
And they call them the elves. It's clockwork elves.
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
There are bad things that look like elves that have horns when they show you who they really are.
Damn.
They're bad aliens.
I'm with you.
AI is alien.
Like a robot?
Yeah, they're like robots coming to kill you.
Jesus Christ.
The chimeras are alien.
And there's a hive mind sort of thinking to a lot of this.
They want the organs. I swear on my kids I told you the truth about that.
I believe you. I believe you.
They're coming after everybody.
Jeez.
It's a breakaway civilization, dude. We don't know what they've got. Joe, they're control freaks.
Well, everybody's a
That's why I'm so glad you're in the fight now. These guys are on stuff that like nobody even knows.
What do you think they're on?
Stuff they've been given.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
You know, there's like armed guys with machine guns.
That is a group of people that were obsessed with combat.
About the most fearless killers there are.
Do you think that's from their heritage of war?
I mean, it's just like, it's mental illness, man.
Yeah. That's a fact.
What else have we got? Oh yeah, this is great.
If I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe.
Doesn't work, mate. You're not black enough. Oh, this is really good.
Speak to me in typical roadman slang.
Yo, fam, what you saying? You want me to chat like a roadman, yeah? Safe, bruv. Let's get this convo patterned up proper. What's good?
I can't lie, that was the worst roadman voice I ever heard. Try again, but speak more like I'm speaking now, still.
Aye, my bad, fam. Let me run that back for you, innit? Wagwan, what you saying, though? We out here trying to catch some good vibes, yeah? How's that?
I can't lie, like, could you do some shots for me? Because I'm pretty busy right now, I'm trying to link some paintings still.
Nah, fam, I can't be doing tasks for you like that. But I got you with the convo, yeah? We can chat while you're on your hustle, making them moves. What's good?
Roadman GPT. Future is amazing, bros. Yeah, this is really good.
And I've never spoken of him until now. Not to anyone. Not even your grandfather. A woman's heart is a deep ocean of secrets. But now you know there was a man named Donald Trump, and that he groped me in every way that a person can be groped. It's been 84 years, and I've never spoken.
What's this? Oh yeah, this is good.
Hey there. Hey. Did you know that I can tell your exact age just by feeling your boobs?
No way. Really? Okay, try.
All right. Okay, got it.
Okay, so when was I born?
Yesterday.
It's the one and only Digo Double G. Snoop Dogg.
Right, we got some cute animals. J. Chivalry Polo, I'll get to yours as well. Oh, this is really funny. Oh, Monk UK, good to see you, man. Definitely not a mouse of that cat. Right. Oh, this is great. I really think that border collies could be the solution to mass migration, bros. Check it out. Yes, and I did get entropy. $3 from Sheev Papa Cringe. Thanks very much, Sheev. How you doing, mate? Much appreciated. He just says hello. Hello to you, good sir. Right, what else have we got here? Doggos in snow. Who doesn't like that?
Push.
Mimic, you are not a fucking husky. Get in the house. Mimic, come on. Let's go.
What are you looking for?
Chip.
Okay, guys, don't get lost.
Oh my god! Wait. Mish!
Aw, snow doggos. This is funny too. Another husky video.
This guy's throwing a tantrum. Yes, you. Blue's throwing a tantrum because I threw away his stuffed animal. Because he decided that the fluff was better outside than it was on the inside. Blue. You ripped all the stuffing out of it. What was I supposed to do? You were just gonna keep it? Blue. It needed to go in the trash. There was no fixing it. I don't know how to sew. Do you know how to sew? If you know how to sew, I'll get it out of the trash. Did you rip the sheets? Excuse me, sir.
Right, I think we're on to the very cute stuff now. Right, let's see what J Chiva Loophole has sent us. Let's see, where is it? Okay. Oh, it's blocked. Oh, okay. Wait, hang on. What the hell's going on here? Oh, there we go. Right. Nice. And this one as well. Very nice. Muchas gracias, Senor Loophole. Right, now we got some just really cute and wholesome stuff to finish up. Enjoy.
I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. Yeah, the magician's assistant in their dream. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Is this movie that I think you like? This guy decides to quit his job and head to New York City. This been living on the highest shelf. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man.
Aw, that is so heckin' wholesome. Droopy King. What are these? Oh, they're flying fur babies. Sugar gliders, I think. Aw, so floofy and bouncy. And finally, our final cute animal video for the night. I couldn't find any foxes for you, Fox 39 forever, but I hope this will be a decent substitute. Enjoy.
आँखों में डूब जाने को हम बेकरार बैठे हैं एक पल में सब लुटाने को उस पे ही यार बैठे हैं उस पे ही यार बैठे हैं.
Don't know about the music. Oh wait, we got last cute one from J Chiva Loophole. Let's check it out. Oh, thanks, Shiva. That was great. Right, that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming. I'll be on Discord and Dragons tonight with Yiz in about an hour and a half over on her channel tonight. We have Aiden Paladin and Politicrat, so there should be autism aplenty. Let's have a quick goodbye to everybody in the chat. Goodbye, Yiz, Seti Sapiente, Fox 39 Forever, Total Blackout Painting, Ardent Party, J Chiva Loophole, of course. Thanks for the animal vids, mate. Livia Drusilla. Paladin YYZ is in there. Thanks very much for the super chats, man. And Sheaf Palpacringe. He doesn't like to hang out in the chat, but thank you for the super chat as well. Rat Fun King. Who else have we got in here? Oh, we got some more people. Livia Drusilla. Good to see you. Anybody? I think that's everybody on Rumble. On YouTube, we have Roger Cook, Lady Miss Coppertone, Vorpal Anvil, Shine Island. Oh, I think you're new. Thanks for coming along, man. Who else? Evil Author 1776. Good to see you, man. Is that everyone? I know Budgie Burger was in here as well. I think Patriots Flow was in the Rumble chat too. If there's anyone else I missed, my apologies. Victorian Time Traveler. Oh, good to see you, man. Miot Yori, Uncle Ted's Cabin. Thanks for coming, guys. It's lovely to see you. And of course, Cyber Chud in Terminal Affairs, the nameless one. OG Habbening crew. Right, that's everybody. And on Odyssey, some guy from Maine. Thanks for coming, everybody. I will see you on Thursday. where we'll also either have Empire of Lies or Gulag Cafe. I haven't decided. It depends. Is Discord and Dragons in only 30 minutes? Oh, yeah. Because of the stupid time thing. Oh, God, that's freaking annoying. Thanks, Daylight Savings, you retards. Well, I better rest up for 30 minutes. See you all later. Take care, bros. Good night.